It's the programme that does exactly what it says on the tin. Our Eurogoals tour of all the big leagues and all the goals begins in Spain. Every single goal from Liga 1-2 on a weekend which saw Lyon and Lille win, whilst their nearest challengers were held to draws. 2 match days last week in Italy, the best moments from those coming up, begging the question just who this season is capable of stopping Juve. We stop off in the Bundesliga 2 as well as Portugal and Belgium. 106 goals on the way over the next 60 minutes. That's Eurogoals.
Barcelona suffered a shock midweek, defeating the Copa del Rey against Cremonese. They remain, though, the only unbeaten team in La Liga this season. Started the day 5 points ahead of Sevilla in second place. Now, Ronaldinho and Belletti, both of whom missed that cup defeat, returned to the side tonight. An Athletic Club, as they want to be known these days, fell behind after 11 minutes. Murillo completely missed the ball. It fell to Samuel Eto'o, who scored his 8th goal of the campaign. Well, they have been inconsistent, Athletic Club, but they have beaten Real Madrid here. Real Madrid are not Barcelona. The lead, though, lasted all of 3 minutes. Spectacular goal. One to Thais and Yeste. Second goal of the campaign for Yeste. 1-1, 14 minutes gone. And amazingly enough, this was a game of very few chances, very little incident or entertainment either into the second half. Xavi had the best attempt, this shot hitting the crossbar. But it wasn't the end of all the controversy. Much against the run of play, we would get a red card before the end of the night. Plenty of them in tonight's programme as well. The foul by Gupegi on Iniesta. Second yellow for Gupegi, off he goes. The final score, a disappointing one for Barcelona. Athletic Club 1, Barcelona 1. The cup holders, Zaragoza, like Barcelona, went out of the cup midweek, and Alaves and Milito sent off as well. Sevilla arrive at the Romareda Stadium in second place in the Liga, having been beaten just once by Barcelona. 12 minutes gone, though. A goal for Galletti, his first of the season. Zaragoza have won every one of their home games this season. 25 minutes. The pass to Villa, laid on to Savio, foul by Sergio Ramos, and a quite clear penalty. Villa from the penalty spot made it 2-0. And rounding off what was to be a perfect day, Alvaro touches the lob. Villa scores. Goal number 4 of the season for him, and a comprehensive 3-0 victory for Real Zaragoza. For the very first time, Real Madrid lined up to face Getafe on the night. Raúl celebrated his 10th anniversary with the club. The banners read 10 years of a dream. Perez presented him with a present, and both parents, Pedro and Marisa, were also in the stadium. They, incidentally, are Real Madrid converts. The Raúl family had a history of all being fans of the other club, Atletico. Now, the man that can do no wrong at the moment is Michael Owen. Second league goal of the season, just short of the half hour. Long wait, though, for number 2, 79 minutes. Roberto Carlos, Raúl shot, Barreto saves, Ronaldo with the goal. Lots of speculation about who's coming and going at Real Madrid as well. Perez has said there's going to be no new players coming. Casillas remains a target of Liverpool, which could mean either Gerrard coming, Casillas going, Morientes going. Final score on the night, 2-0. Well, Valencia's other club, Levante, who have been so impressive this season, despite losing their 100% home record to Espanyol last week, have a coach in Bert Schuster, who, if he continues to impress, could well be successor to Claudio Ranieri. 22 minutes gone in this game. Ian Hart to Sergio Garcia. 3 goals for him. Good season for Garcia. Not normally a player noted for abilities from positions like that. Final score 1-0. Schuster's team remain on top of their game. 26th of September against Santander was the last time Ranieri's team recorded a win in La Liga. Looming large, as well as the return with Inter in the Champions League. Discontent still rife amongst all of the players. There was also that embarrassing exit from the Cup as well this week. 63 minutes before the deadlock broken. Angulo with his second goal of the season. Well, there was still no Ayala or Vicente in this team. They laboured hard in this match, and they got some reward. Second yellow card, Panovic intercepting that free kick without enough distance. Second yellow card for him, and off he goes. Now, Atletico had been ready to take full advantage, or so they said in the build-up. This was a great goal, though, from Torres. One of the goals of the week. 12 minutes from time. Baraka came very close to winning the game, though, for Valencia. But the final score ended 1 apiece. 11th and 12th in the league it may be, but Malaga are always worth watching these days due to the combination of Wanchope and Amoruso up front. They continue to provide exceptional moments in front of goal. 5 minutes in, the opening goal scored by Oliveira. Last 5 away games, they've only produced 4 points. Betis' home form isn't great either. 5 points as well for them in the last 15. If they've any pretension of getting into Europe, which they say they have, then these games had to be won. What about that, though, for an equaliser? 3 minutes from half-time, Gerardo with another contender for goal of the week. They don't do anything unless it's super spectacular, Malaga, and that's what that was. But unfortunately, there was no more to come. Final score, Betis 1, Malaga 1. Murcia Sociedad team were weakened due to the absence of Oscar de Paula and Jauregui through injury. This coming at a time when they were looking to register their 3rd straight win in a week. First time that's happened in a considerable time, certainly this season. How that never went in the first time was something of a mystery. The second time it did, though. Labaca, 68 minutes. Nihat it was that got it back across for him. 1-0. Numancia were thrashed 4-0 by Villarreal last week. Had some respite in the cup with victory over Recreación. Here, 2-0. The goal scored by Valery Karpin. 3 goals this season for Karpin now. Only 1 win in 5 for Numancia at home. That was 6 after this. Final score 2-0. Sociedad win. Toneo Lompard takes charge at the Samoa Stadium following the sacking of Benito Floro. It's the 3rd time he's stepped into the interim position. Hector Cooper is the primary target. On the field, 2 minutes gone. Racing take the lead. Pedro Lopez, first goal of the season for him. Mallorca share bottom position with Numancia. Racing played some of the best football of the season last week to beat Zaragoza. Equaling it today was going to bring them victory again. Red card for Fernando Nino after the foul on Benayoun. 80 minutes, though, the equalising goal came. Juanma to Lopez, and 1-1. Injury time at the end of the game. The counter-attack. Benayoun, who would dribble it around the prostrate keeper, Maya. 2-1, the final score. And an important away victory for Racing Santander, which lifts them up to the middle of the table, but heaps more misery on Mallorca. Both those that we didn't see. There was nothing much to report. Deportivo 0-0 with Albacete. Real disappointment that for Irueta's team. Espanyol 0, Villarreal 0. Next week, there's the top of the table. Barcelona is still there from Seville. Next week, Sevilla at home to Mallorca. Malaga, Real Madrid, Atletico Zaragoza, Bilbao against Betis, Sevilla, and Barcelona against Deportivo La Coruña. So much still to come, beginning with all the goals from 2 rounds in Italy. And the midweek and the weekend fixtures, all the goals, action and incident coming from the Bundesliga as well.
Two match days in Italy last week. The pick of the midweek ties played on Thursday under a torrent in Turin. Capello facing Roma for the first time since leaving them. It would in the end be pretty comfortable for Juventus. Ball rolling from the boot of Del Piero. That was his 3rd goal in a week. Emerson, ex-Roma. Not too much love lost between he and old colleagues. Yellow card. That was on the stroke of half-time. Zalieta would come on for Del Piero. Prove himself, well, an ample understudy. 74 minutes gone and it was 2-0. Emerson will get another yellow card a bit harshly. Wouldn't matter in the end though. A 2-0 win. It took Milan nearly an hour to break down Atalanta at the San Siro on Wednesday, but when they did, the floodgates opened. Thomason with the first, his first of the season. The Georgian Kaladze in for his first Milan goal in 4 seasons. And Serginho, the Brazilian, ended his personal drought too before the end. Atalanta put to the sword by Milan's 2nd string. Lecce against Inter promised goals and didn't disappoint. 4 minutes, Martins to Adriano for 1-0. "33 minutes, Lecce far too lax. Cambiasso fed Martins for 2-0. But the fight back was underway within minutes. A bullet here from Valery Bojinov. The Bulgarian bagged another after the break as Inter threw away another 3 points. 2-2 was the final score here. At the Olimpico, Manfredini snapshot sent Messina spiralling to a 3rd straight defeat. The Sicilians were feeling the backlash really from Lazio's loss at Parma, and the young striker De Souza wrapped up the points after the break. Penetrative from Pandev, and the youngster finished it off. Two sizzlers from Sampdoria with too much for Chievo. Volpi here for 1-0. Then Aimo Diana for 2, all in the space of 4 first-half minutes. Chievo's first defeat of the season. Pick of the action then from day 8 in Italy. Confirmation of the rest of the results from midweek. To day 9 then, and the worst place to come after that confidence-sapping defeat for Chievo was Turin, but it was at the Delle Alpi that they found themselves. They could have been ahead as well before the inevitable happened. Juventus took the lead through Zalieta in the 25th minute. Well, perhaps the game's turning point arrived in the 66th minute. Casato had just missed a sitter for Chievo before Nedved wound one up for 2-0. Brilliant goal, wasn't it? And the third wasn't bad either. Long ball pumped forward. And a real piece of poise this from Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Beautifully chested down and knocked in by the Swede. All too easy really for Juventus. they stay top. The margin is 5 points. It had been trimmed to 2 the previous night when perseverance paid off for Milan at Sampdoria. New father Shevchenko, and he would be involved in the winning goal. Serginho here, great dart through. Shevchenko would claim it. In the old days it would have gone down as an own goal. Didn't matter for Milan, they won. Well, Inter's Scudetto hopes may be over before they've really begun. More adventurous, yes. Deadlier, no, though. Testimony provided by the ever-growing list of sides who have been let off the hook by Roberto Mancini's team. His old club, Lazio, the latest. They fell behind to Adriano, but got an equaliser 6 minutes from the end through Talamonti, the young Argentine defender. 7 draws from 9 now for Inter. Zola enjoying the fact that he's just been awarded an OBE, but it wasn't a good afternoon in the capital for his side, Cagliari. Gigi Del Neri's team, well, had their first win at the Olimpico under his steerage. Any latecomers to the Olimpico might have felt that they'd missed all the fun. Delas for 1-0, Totti's penalty for 2-0, and this game was won really as early as the 7th minute. Bit of a soft goal, really, to get Cagliari back into it. David Suazzo. Carlo Zotti won't be happy with that at all. Normality restored in the 63rd minute. Perotta's first goal for his new club. Francisco Totti would miss another penalty in this, by the way. He's 3 goals short of Roberto Pruzzo's all-time scoring record for Roma of 106. Montella is the main man at the moment in terms of goals. 2 late ones here for a final score of 5-1. Montella, Serie A's top scorer with 8. Terrific win for Fiorentina to blow the wind completely out of Lecce's sails. Milan, the only away day winners in Italy on day 9. Well, Juve have a 5-point advantage over Milan, and look at the gap down to Lecce. 10 points. Is it a 2-horse race already? Atalanta still prop up the table. Parma and Regina level pegging on 7 there. Stay with us. All the goals from Holland to come. A real corker in Belgium as well between Standard and Club Brugge.
Beginning of a very important 7 days for AZ. Feyenoord today, and they would put them to the sword in some fashion. 4 minutes gone. Matheson with his first goal of the season. They've got OZ coming the UEFA Cup midweek. Utrecht next weekend. Now, Gullit's team have dropped just 5 points this season. Utrecht, the only team to defeat them. That was 3-0 at home. When they lose, they do it big style. 42 minutes. Somehow, Kronkamp managed to put it past his own keeper. Gali even had the cheek to try and claim the goal, but it was quite clear where it came from. Not lost away from home at all this season, Gullit's team. That would all end today. Ono's cross, Romeo Castellan, who's been one of the players of the season for them, along with Solomon Kalou. Shinji Ono back from injury for this game. But then it all went radically wrong. Sektiui, Husimans, Lanzat all involved in the build-up. Kenneth Perez with the finish. Sloppy marking. Gullit blamed after this game. Laid into his defence. Said that he basically thought his team thought that they'd won before they turned up for this game. And what a huge fillip this was for Adrianza. Said his team would get a real measure of where they stood in terms of breaking up that stranglehold that was held by these 3 big clubs in Holland. Husimans to Perez again for 3-1 on 76. AZ, the last team outside of Feyenoord, PSV and Ajax to win the title in Holland. Red card for Pascal Boschart, a foul on the only man that had shown them any charity in this game, Kronkamp, the scorer of the own goal. When they won that title, by the way, there was a promising young manager in the English Division 1 by the name of Bobby Robson that would lead his Ipswich team to meet them in the UEFA Cup final that year as well. Another red card, Song, who's getting a real reputation these days, sent off in the Champions League recently. That was his reaction that got him a second yellow. Husimans the player down, and it still wasn't all over because there was a fourth goal to go in. Lanzat finding Nellis. Real talent, Robin Nellis, when he puts his mind to it, as he did in this game. And something of a shake-up at the top then. AZ winning 4-1. Back-to-back defeats for Fokker Utrecht left them 9 points behind PSV in fourth place. This, though, about the most feared venue in Eredivisie, considering this season proving to be one of unbroken success so far, both in the league and in the Champions League. Jefferson Farfan would pick this up, took it a little wide. A moment's indecision, and the chance had disappeared. They've got Rosenborg in the Champions League. They beat them at the Lerkendal just a couple of weeks ago. And they wanted to come through with no more injuries today. They're already missing De Jong and Lamé. They ended with no injuries, but they would end with no victory either. Vogel's shot, that was the last decent attempt. And then one in the air. Header from Philip Cocu. I think we said before, it's just about the best value buy in Eredivisie this season. It ended though 0-0. Last three games of Ajax against AZ, Heerenveen and PSV have yielded just 1 point. Van Gaal's gone, no excuses left. Van der Vaart scored the goal. History on their side against Neeskens NEC team. They've never lost in 56 games against them. Perfect preparation this for Maccabi Tel Aviv this week. Niedzillen with this free kick brought out a fine save from Stecklenburg back in the goal. Le Bon being relegated after Stecklenburg back to fitness. And there we are. The rest of the games, great game between Groningen and Den Haag. 4-3. De Vries getting sent off in the 57th minute. Pollack with the 90th minute late goal there. PSV, though, still at the top final. Could have taken over there had they won. They didn't. AZ against Utrecht next week. Willem against Ajax, Den Bosch, PSV and Feyenoord against NEC. Well, the dominant position at this time last year in Belgium was held by Anderlecht. This season it's Bruges again after a year off. 11 games, 9 wins, 2 draws. Henk and Beveren, the only teams to have taken points off them. This was to turn into something of a classic, this. Bosco Balagan on the score sheet again. Reasons for success as well. Not all about the goal scorers, and Bosco Balaban in particular, who's been the top scorer. The defence is one of the best in Europe. 5 goals conceded in 11 games. That lead lasted, though, just 4 minutes because the goalkeeper got slightly confused. Chite took advantage. His 6th goal of the season. 1-1. Standard had already lost at home this season to Brussels. Not exactly a powerhouse in the Belgian game. And Charleroi, 7th in the table before the start of the game. And we've gone past the hour before the away side cut loose once again. 61 minutes. Englebert with his 4th goal of the season. Really profitable campaign this has been for Englebert. Neat setup, though, by Verheyen for him. 78 minutes. Verheyen picks up the cross on Cech, and Englebert's there once again. Now that foul on Lange in the penalty area after 87 minutes was enough to win a penalty, from which Timmy Simmons would step up to net his third goal of the campaign and give us a final score. Standard 1, Bruges 4. Anderlecht started the day in second and ended there as well, and they've lost some more ground as well. Disappointment for them, 2-2 draw with Lokeren. Ostend, well, you feel sorry for them, they've not had a win all season. There we are at the top of the table, the lead's now 4 points. Bruges over Anderlecht, Le Louvier, Charleroi, Hens, picking up the minor positions, looking up for UEFA Cup qualification for next season. 4 draws for Ostend, that's the only thing they've had to cheer about. No wins in 11 for them.
Case of after the Lord Mayor's show for Manchester United after the Battle of Old Trafford. They went down 2-0 at Portsmouth. Arsenal needed a last-second goal almost from Robin van Persie, his first for the club, to prevent home defeat by Southampton. Arsenal level on points with Chelsea, won 4-1 at West Brom. Norwich prop up the table. They haven't won yet, languishing there on 6 points. Into Portugal then, and not one but 2 injury time fight-backs bailed out Benfica this weekend. The second was their own on Sunday night. Trapattoni's team was still celebrating the Porto result 24 hours earlier, and they almost forgot about getting one themselves at Gil Vicente, for whom their former midfielder Nandinho opened the scoring just before half-time. Gil Vicente played 7, lost 6, and rock bottom were ahead against the leaders here, going into the very last minute when Chimao's free kick found the net with the aid of a deflection to break Gil Vicente hearts. Benfica's 100% away record goes, but they stay a point ahead of Porto. That wouldn't have been the case, though, had the defending champions not been embarrassed at Nacional, even though at one stage Victor Fernandez's team had been cruising. Diego's free kick flew straight through to put them 1 up in the very first minute, his first goal for the club. Second came through a more orthodox route 6 minutes after the break. Derley for McCarthy. A wonderfully prolific partnership. McCarthy bang in form after 3 goals in his previous 2 games. This is when it all went wrong, though, for Porto. We're into injury time at this stage when Raul Meireles inadvertently knocked the ball over his own goal line. Porto still could have sealed the win when Luis Fabiano somehow was allowed to get back onto his feet on the edge of the area, hit the post, and it will be a crucial miss in the end. 94 minutes on the watch. Even Hilario, the Nacional keeper, was up. He didn't get the touch. Alexander Goulart did, and it was 2-2. Wouldn't have happened under Jose, would it? Porto having to settle for the draw. After a really slow start, Sporting now on fire. This was an easy win at Penafiel. They took lead 3 minutes after half-time. The final touch coming off Nuno Silva. Sporting played it at a canter after that. They did get 2 more goals in the last 20 minutes. Second of them came through Custodio. Comical defending, really, as the Penafiel backline waited for a non-existent offside call. Just for good measure, number 3 was added by Liedson from Rochenbach's free kick. His 5th of the season, scoring for the 3rd game in a row. Sporting 4 wins on the bounce now. They next play Porto next week, but a match, the form they're in, will hold no fear for them. Well, Belenenses against Boavista here. Boavista pour away. took the lead though after only 8 minutes. Terrific volley, wasn't it? Silva coming in on the far side with one of the goals of the week, really. Well, Belenenses before this game had a pretty good home record, unbeaten at their own stadium, and look to continue that run. Genao dancing through, but they were to be denied a point. Lunging challenge as the tackles started flying in late on. Jose Pedro would be sent off for his second yellow card. The numerical advantage was pounced on as well by Boavista, Porto's second club. The follow-up effort firing through. And Belenenses beaten at home for the first time this season. Boavista move up a place. Leo happy with a good win against Académica there, but performance of the day went to Estoril. 5-0 demolition of Beira-Mar. 1 point is the gap only. Gil Vicente still prop at the table. They were so close to that win over Benfica. Just couldn't manage it though. Coming up after the break, all the goals from Liga 1. And we go to Germany too. 2 match days to update you with from the Bundesliga. No wonder Paul Le Guen was looking so horrified. He and every other occupant of the Stade Gerland on Saturday night had just witnessed one of the worst challenges for a very long time. It came from Strasbourg's Sidi Keita that will keep Caçapa, Le Guen's Brazilian defender, on the sidelines until the new year. A red card for the 18-year-old, playing in only his 3rd senior match, and he picked up yellow cards in the first 2. Against the 10 men though, Lyon struggled, as is so often the case. Juninho off the post here, and Govou couldn't force in the follow-up. Tense moments, but Strasbourg did relent finally with 23 minutes to go. Awful missed header in defence there to allow Sylvain Wiltord to find Pierre-Alain Frot for his 3rd goal in the league. 1 was enough. But Lyon were losers here. Caçapa, who's been terrific so far this season, out until January at the earliest. They're losing 1-0 at Toulouse last week, and then learning Lyon had only drawn 0-0. Lille missed their window to go top outright. They may not get as good a chance again, but still kept in touch with the defending champions thanks to a single goal win of their own. Great strike by Stéphane Dumont in the 9th minute. The youngster's first ever goal. Helps when an opposing defender lays the ball off to you though, as Ilunga did there. No wonder Elie Boat looked distressed. Paris Saint-Germain's improvement, 3 wins in the last 4, face a real acid test at the Abbaye des Champs here. Auxerre sat in 3rd at the start of play, but the capital side's revival looked all set to continue, and Barmy's cross headed in clinically by Pauletta for 1-0 PSG in the 35th minute. The Portugal strikers 5th in 7. Aerial weakness was exposed again as the roles were reversed midway through the second half. Benoit Cheyroux's whip cross found Bonaventure Kalou. The ever-reliable contributor of goals from midfield got his 4th of the season. It finished 1-1, but PSG finished with 10 men. The new young striker from Bosnia, Vedad Ibisevic, red-carded for his assault on Fabian Kuhl. 1-1. Both sides had to settle for a point. Although Koke's splendid diving header gave the hosts a 20th minute lead in the South Coast derby match, Marseille and Monaco, a total of 5 draws from 6 in the previous 3 league matches, suggested there was only ever going to be one outcome here, especially galling for Jose Anigo that Monaco's equaliser would be conceded so softly. Mohamed Kallon's header. Nobody wanted to clear it. Well, Sochaux celebrated their 200th match in the French top flight. Toulouse that started terrifically this season, but have faded badly. And they won at home against Lille last week, of course. It was all Sochaux here. Romain Pittot's shot blocked before they did get the first goal through Mathieu. Delightful header. Second goal of the season for the 21-year-old. Looks to be ever more important in the absence of Benoit Cheyrou. Jeremy Mathieu. Toulouse could have had an equaliser through Daniel Moreira. Didn't really get hold of the header. After that, Sochaux missed a penalty. Wilson Aruma blazed it over. Eventually they would get the second goal. Not here though. Santos a bit too casual in front of Revaux. 5 minutes from the end, the Brazilian Ilan nodded home. His 8th in all competitions this season. And how he must wish they're all that easy. Well, Joel Muller's Lens have nosedived badly after their bright start. No wins in 8 before the visit to Bordeaux, partly down to John Utaka's goal-scoring form deserting him. But the Nigerians' volley, beaten away by Rame there, and then this crisp finish from Jérôme Leroy's through ball. His second goal of the season suggests he could be back. Bordeaux got an equaliser 8 minutes later. Kamil Meriem's deflected far post volley, and it finished 1-1. Bordeaux's 4th home draw from 6 this year. No wins in 9 for Lens. They remain on the fringes of the relegation zone. Metz and Bastia's seasons have followed a similar pattern. Start strongly and confound the critics, then fall away to the mid-table mediocrity everyone expected in the first place. Metz had the edge here though, thanks to a quite remarkable start. 2 goals in the first 5 minutes. First Sébastien Renoir, then a real give-and-go effort from Gregory Lecca. He gave it and got it himself. 2-0, comfortable for Metz. Roland Courbis, welcome back to Ajaccio for his 2nd spell in charge. An old employee would come back to haunt him here in Mamadou Bagayoko. Not quite here though. The former Ajaccio striker heading against the post. But within moments, he would be putting one over his old team. 31 minutes gone. And after Ajaccio was slow to react, it was an easy finish for Bagayoko. The Malian did have other chances as well to put the game beyond Ajaccio, but the home side got an equaliser in the 37th minute. And I should think they'll put Michael Landreau on their Christmas card list as well after that. Wasn't a foul. Cyril Chapuis, the grateful beneficiary. 2 struggling sides in Rennes and Caen here. Good start by the visitors. Bakor with a finish at the end of a very good move. This was the Algerians' first ever goal in 102 appearances for Caen. Dubious penalty decision allowed Rennes to get back into it. Monterrubio would convert, but the foul, well, in inverted commas, really was on Cyril Jeunechon. And Monterrubio getting his 2nd penalty in as many games. 1-1 it finished. Plenty of draws, the odd home win. No away day successes in Ligue 1 on day 12. Lyon and Lille fighting it out amongst themselves. There's a 4-point gap down to Auxerre. Istres still prop at the table, the promoted side, on 7 points. Strasbourg in trouble too this season as well.
So going into round 10 of the German Bundesliga, first played third, with Bayern Munich playing catch-up, and they needed a boost. They were booed off the field last home game after losing to Schalke. Zé Roberto, Lucien Pizarro, all back for Bayern Munich for this midweek fixture. And the goal for Bayern in the 24th minute, scored by Pizarro. Just on half-time, he got another. Owen Hargreaves back in the side, was the provider. Well, Stuttgart suffered a first defeat of the season to Freiburg last weekend. Ahead of this fixture, Sammer had to dip into the amateurs to shore up a very ragged-looking defence. 45 minutes till Pierre got that goal. Magnin fouling, Tiffert, and a red card shown. Well, Bremen's confidence was full-flying after demolishing Nuremberg 4-1. And what about that for one of the goals, certainly of the middle of the week anyway. Closer with the equaliser, and then Valdez with a late winner, 9 minutes from time. Bundesliga newcomers Mainz were about to embark on a heady 3 days as their flying start to the campaign continued unabated. 54 minutes it took them to take the lead here. Hours cross Gerner with his second attempt would score. Rostock, the league's inform away team, 8 points on the road this season. Last time these two met was a decade ago in Division 2. 4 goals that night, it'd be 4 goals this night. 2-2 it was last time out. Somewhat different scoreline this time round. Wieland with the second goal. Comeback began 9 minutes from time. Arvidsson at the far post to make it 2-1. Then right on 90 minutes, Krami to Cassie, back to Krami. 3-1 it would be. Another victory for Mainz. Ralf Rangnick has yet to taste defeat as coach of Schalke. The 1-0 victory in Munich, very much the high point so far. 9 minutes in here, Palace fouling Azama.
It's the programme that does exactly what it says on the tin. Our Eurogoals tour of all the big leagues and all the goals begins in Spain. Every single goal from Liga 1-2 on a weekend which saw Lyon and Lille win, whilst their nearest challengers were held to draws. 2 match days last week in Italy, the best moments from those coming up, begging the question just who this season is capable of stopping Juve. We stop off in the Bundesliga 2 as well as Portugal and Belgium. 106 goals on the way over the next 60 minutes. That's Eurogoals.
Barcelona suffered a shot midweek, defeating the Copa del Rey against Cremonese. They remain, though, the only unbeaten team in La Liga this season. Started the day 5 points ahead of Sevilla in second place. Now, Ronaldinho and Belletti, both of whom missed that cup defeat, returned to the side tonight. An Athletic Club, as they want to be known these days, fell behind after 11 minutes. Murillo completely missed the ball. It fell to Samuel Eto'o, who scored his 8th goal of the campaign. Well, they have been inconsistent, Athletic Club, but they have beaten Real Madrid here. Real Madrid are not Barcelona. The lead, though, lasted all of 3 minutes. Spectacular goal. 1 to Thais and Yeste. Second goal of the campaign for Yeste. 1-1, 14 minutes gone. And amazingly enough, this was a game of very few chances, very little incident or entertainment either into the second half. Xavi had the best attempt. This shot hitting the crossbar. but it wasn't the end of all the controversy. Much against the run of play, we would get a red card before the end of the night. Plenty of them in tonight's programme as well. The foul by Gupegi on Iniesta. Second yellow for Gupegi. Off he goes. The final score, a disappointing one for Barcelona. Athletic Club 1, Barcelona 1. The cup holders, Zaragoza, like Barcelona, went out of the cup midweek, and Alaves and Milito sent off as well. Sevilla arrive at the Romareda Stadium in second place in the Liga, having been beaten just once by Barcelona. 12 minutes gone, though. A goal for Galletti, his first of the season. Zaragoza have won every one of their home games this season. 25 minutes. The pass to Villa. Laid on to Savio, foul by Sergio Ramos, and a quite clear penalty. Villa from the penalty spot made it 2-0. And rounding off what was to be a perfect day, Alvaro touches the lob. Villa scores. Goal number 4 of the season for him, and a comprehensive 3-0 victory for Real Zaragoza. For the very first time, Real Madrid lined up to face Getafe on the night. Raúl celebrated his 10th anniversary with the club. The banners read 10 years of a dream. Perez presented him with a present, and both parents, Pedro and Marisa, were also in the stadium. They, incidentally, are Real Madrid converts. The Raúl family had a history of all being fans of the other club, Atletico. Now, the man that can do no wrong at the moment is Michael Owen. Second league goal of the season, just short of the half hour. Long wait, though, for number 2, 79 minutes. Roberto Carlos, Raúl shot, Barreto saves, Ronaldo with the goal. Lots of speculation about who's coming and going at Real Madrid as well. Perez has said there's going to be no new players coming. Casillas remains a target of Liverpool, which could mean either Gerrard coming, Casillas going, Morientes going. Final score on the night, 2-0. Valencia